The United States social class system is more open than closed. This means that social mobility up or down the social class scale from which a person is born is possible. Recent studies, however, reveal that intergenerational income mobility in the United States is low. The last 3 presidents of the United States are evidence of the aphorism that anyone can grow up to be president of the United States. George W. Bush is from the upper class, and Bill Clinton and Barack Obama are from less privileged backgrounds. Education is a key to social mobility in the United States. In general, there is a positive relationship between educational attainment and income. And although income is related to social class is more than income. Social class influence our tastes, lifestyles. Whether you choose a night out going bowling or going to the opera, whether you furnish your house with furniture that comes in sets, or choose the furniture pieces individually, whether you put olive oil and a squeeze of lemon on your salad, or Thousand Island dressing, and so much more is influenced by your social class. Whether the United States has 6, 5, or 3 social classes depends on the measurement scale used. Sociologists have developed a number of scales to measure social class. Some scales include a number of characteristics, such as occupation, income, dwelling area, and some scales use just one characteristic, such as occupation. Scales also vary by the weight or the importance of the characteristics. For example, occupation may be considered twice as important as income in one scale, but not in another. The social class scale used in a New York Times study used occupation, education, and income to form a scale to measure social class. Social classes exist in the United States. The number of Americans who see a gap between the haves and the have-nots is increasing. One recent study found that 48% of Americans surveyed say the country is divided along economic lines. The number was 26% in 1988. 34% think that they belong to the have-nots, double the percentage in 1988. In other industrialized countries, the difference between the highest paid CEOs and the salary of the average factory worker is about 25 times. In the United States, CEOs make over 260 times more than the average factory worker. How did things get this way in the United States? It wasn't always this way. In the 1950s, on income above $200,000 a year, the marginal tax rate was as high as 91%. As a society, there was agreement that there is an upper limit to the amount of money a person can make. If this country gave you the opportunity to have high standard of living and a high quality of life, then there was agreement that you would give back. In the 1970s, this all changed, and society allowed people to earn gobs of money and keep it. There are a number of explanations for this change. These explanations include globalization, technology that enabled communication that led to the winner-take-all situation. Obviously, the suggestion that Americans pay a 91% income tax would not fly today. The 2010 plans on Capitol Hill to jack up taxes from 15% to 35% on money that private equity firms generate from buying and selling companies led the billionaire head of buyout giant, the Blackstone Group, to shockingly liken the plan to Adolf Hitler's invasion of Poland. The number of Americans who believe that the country is divided along economic lines has increased from previous decades. But a study reported by Ariely and Norton found that Americans think they live in a far more equal country than they in fact do. On average, those surveyed estimated that the wealthiest 20% of Americans own 59% of the nation's wealth. In reality, the top 20% owns around 84%. The respondents further estimated that the poorest 20% own 3.7%. when in reality, they own 0.1%. Social class influences our tastes, lifestyle, and of course, our consumer behavior. This cover of Businessweek magazine illustrates the consumer behavior of the haves and have-nots. A Winnie the Pooh mug for $4 and a pewter mug for $56. This ad implies that people who read Playboy magazine are upper class. The woman and man are thin. So is their purebred dog. Upper class Playboy readers play polo. This ad tells us that the target audience for Hustler magazine is lower class. He is not slim and well dressed like the models in the ad for Playboy magazine. People judge others consciously or unconsciously, intentionally or unintentionally, by what they own. This advertisement for Seiko watches spells out the importance of owning the right watch because of what it communicates to the world. This is a humorous portrayal of the yuppie, defined by their possessions. You can write with an inexpensive pen. Or you can write with a very expensive pen. You can keep time with an affordable watch. Or you can tell time with a much more expensive watch. The consumer who owns a Volvo does not need to flaunt his wealth and will not be accused of engaging in conspicuous consumption. The car will do it for you. Expensive status symbols are beyond the reach of most consumers. This has created a demand for counterfeit goods. Maybe it's an oxymoron, but there is a demand for genuine fake watches. There's also a demand for counterfeit purses. There's even entire counterfeit stores. It's right next door. Do you see a close resemblance? Counterfeiting is not only for expensive brand name products. Counterfeiting also occurs for low-end, high-volume goods such as kiwi shoe polish. This is big business in Africa. People there often keep shoes for years, shining them fastidiously. Kiwi sells for 35 cents per tin and has over 80% of the market. Retail price for these toothbrushes is just 20 cents and profit is only 2 cents on each sale. Counterfeiters' margins are higher because they don't have any advertising or marketing costs. Can you spot the fake toothbrush? It's difficult. They look identical. It's the one on the right. A counterfeit designer purse may fall apart after only a few uses, and a fake watch may not keep accurate time, but these flaws are no more than inconveniences. Counterfeit goods like surgical instruments are an entirely different matter. They are potentially dangerous and life-threatening. This slide shows a genuine and a fake instrument used in urology. In such circumstances, detecting the fake may be a matter of life or death.